Normally I have some kind of funny, grandiose way of starting off these videos. This time I can't think of anything, because what we're looking at is the Dart Zone Magnum Superdrum. It's a flippin' pistol with a 40 dart drum and 40 darts with 80-foot range claims for $20. If darts even leave the barrel, it's probably gonna be worth it. And I'm pretty glad that I looked at the back of the box, because it's got slamfire too, apparently. Again, this is going to be another one of those reviews, much like the last ones, where even if it's not something crazy that I can make hit 180 feet and is super great, if it hits nerf ranges and it's this cheap for this much utility, I don't know what to tell you. Seriously, it's $20. This thing is 20 bucks. I can't even begin. Nerf, what are you doing when these guys can put out this kind of stuff? So I'm just gonna look at the base blaster right now. We've got this pin right here that, from what I've heard, I can't remember who said it, but the pin does not come back out once you push it in. It's not removable or anything like that, and it's what holds the huge drum in place. But it's got this stock, and the stock, for kind of like moves around and stuff like that. I don't even know why, honestly. It's kind of wish I could make like a closed grip for it. It doesn't though. It's kind of wobbly, but yeah, it moves, it adjusts. You can easily put it under your arm. Not bad. Now it's gonna get a heck of a lot heavier. Air vent? What is the point? It just says air vent on the side. That really caught me off guard. Air vents. And what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of little play value just in this little thing right here. But that's... There we go. That'll do it. That's just the blaster. I haven't gotten anything else yet. And once again, darts are super easy to get out of this thing. God, I love it. The drum itself, absolutely massive. Feels fine. No air restrictors or anything in it. There's no air restrictors at all in this thing. No air restrictors at all. Oh, drat. I did push it in too far. I was going to try to put it so it's not all the way in so I could pull it back out. I'm sure you could pull it out if you open the thing up, but not that you have extra drums to buy right now anyway, and not that it would be easy to carry more of them. Then it's really easy to reload on the fly if it starts to get low. There's plenty of frickin' space right here. This may be one of the best blasters I've ever seen with like a drum setup. I haven't even loaded it yet, but I want to point out that Frisco Bandito showed off that this thing can hit 85 FPS average. Way higher than Nerf on average, like 15 more. And they even had one shot that went 101 FPS. Could have been a bug. Sample size wasn't that big. But there's no air restrictor in this thing. None. I don't know how else to do this review except for I'm going to gush about this, I think. But let's load up a couple of darts and see what happens. Can I talk about these darts for a second? I've seen them, you know, I've unboxed at least 20 so far, and here's another 40, but not a single one of these has had any glue on the sides of them or any huge issues. Some of the tips are sunken in on some. They're not as well developed as others, but at the same time, you can get like 50 of the suckers at Walmart for 10 bucks. And they work really good. I have not noticed any substantial improvements by using elite darts in these blasters yet, so... Huh. see what it does. I didn't watch any like reviews or anything on this. What I know about this blaster was just picked up as like some people were going around doing stuff, but I had no idea it had slamfire. Legitimately no idea. And I know everybody and their dog wants pump action, and to be honest, you know, running, you know, putting some kind of rail to run this, because the actual draw isn't that much. In fact, if you notice, there's really not that much space for the plunger tube and whatnot, and yet it still hits that good. It's a fairly weighty pullback as well, but I just want to point out that if you wanted to add pump action to it, it wouldn't be all that hard. You just run, you know, bars up here onto the top of this slide and have your pump action up here. Not very difficult to engineer. In fact, I'm willing to bet we're going to be seeing people do that relatively soon, if not already. But I don't really like pump action insanely so. Something like this I could easily get behind because it just feels more natural for me to spam shots off my hip thanks to all of the times I've used a strong arm. But I say this without any hyperbole. Granted, mine works flawlessly. It's a $20 blaster. There may be some flaws somewhere. I don't know what the modification potential is going to be because of its relatively small looking plunger abilities. But you need to buy this blaster. Just buy it. $20, and this offers more than I think I've ever seen from any other company, Buzzbee including. 40 darts, 40 dart drum, slamfire, attractive looking design. I don't really like the Magnum right here, that's really stupid, but this thing, I don't know how else to say it. It's 20 bucks, and it performs great, very, very well, I might add. Again, don't have a chronograph yet. I'll probably have one next week, but this is an instant buy, an incredible recommendation. You bring this to any stock war, and you're going to hose every single person there instantly. If you have to play with a stock blaster, this is going to be the one I'm going to recommend from now on. I really liked the Tri-Strike. I thought that was a great blaster, but just buy this. I can't, it's my highest recommendation. I don't know what else you would want from me at this point in time. This is, bar none, my highest recommendation of a blaster. I cannot say anything bad about it right now. Could it break in the future? I mean, there's no air restrictor. It's entirely possible if you dry fire it off, it will break. This is kind of annoying. Mine doesn't really seem to lock in or anything like that. It does lock in at these little points right here. It does fold, but it kind of wobbles a little bit, and that's a little annoying. It's a very minor complaint. I could easily just, you know, probably remove 2 screws and pull out the entire mechanism if I wanted to. This thing is incredible. Buy it. How many times have I said that already? I don't have scripts because I want to give you my initial impressions, and I feel like I do way better off the cuff anyway than I ever do with a script. If you want to see scripted stuff, I kind of did it with the stock video I made. But something like this, just buy it. If there's one blaster you need to buy right now, it's not a Tri-Strike, it's not a Boomco Double Rush whenever that decides to show its head, it's not a Buzzbee Destiny, it's none of that. Buzzbee Destiny's cool. You know, some of the Buzzbee, like the Cyclonic, has potential for massive modding stuff. And some of you, a very, very small amount of you are going to be like, oh, I mod all my blasters, I gotta have my 120-foot FPS, all this garbage. I don't know if you can mod this right now, I have no clue. But you need to buy this blaster. Just do it. seriously. Blaster of 2016 right here. I don't think anything could pass this up. This is pretty incredible. That's the entire video. I could gush about this forever. There's no features I think I've missed or anything like that. There is a little tab in here I was playing with that just kind of goes out of the way when there's darts loaded and then blocks the way when there isn't darts loaded. I'm sure you could modify this pin. I was going to try to push it in just a little bit, not all the way, so it wouldn't lock fully into place. So maybe if I wanted to, I could pull it out, pull out the drum, put in a new one. That is entirely possible to do. I'm sure it's not even a difficult modification. If these things go on sale, like I'm sure they will, you can probably get them for $14, $10, $8 each. Get a couple of drums. You can have an entire loadout. Each one of these is 40 darts. It's a lot more space than 18 round mags, but this is an amazingly good blaster. Buy it. End of discussion. Walcom out.